Most people sitting on $5,000 in a savings account right now will still have $5,000 in that savings account 10 years from now. Not because they are careless, because nobody ever showed them what $5,000 can actually become when it is put into the right 3 ETFs and left alone. The financial industry has made simple things sound complicated on purpose, because confused investors pay fees, panic during downturns, and keep handing their money to people charging 1% per year to deliver returns the average investor could have built themselves in 15 minutes. This is not a complicated video. By the end, you will know exactly what an ETF is, the 3-filter system to pick the right ones, the exact starter portfolio for a $5,000 investment, and a bonus portfolio that turns the same $5,000 into over $640,000, with no additional contributions, ever. Here is what $5,000 actually becomes when it's put into the right portfolio. With a starter portfolio of 3 ETFs, Vanguard S&P 500, Invesco Nasdaq 100, and Vanguard Total International, that $5,000 grows to approximately $19,529 after 10 years. After 20 years, $73,239. And after 30 years, approximately $268,954 from a single $5,000 contribution with nothing added. But here is what should genuinely change how you think about this. Make 2 specific changes to that same portfolio, and the year 30 number does not just improve. It nearly triples. $268,954 becomes approximately $640,410. Same starting amount, same one-time investment, same 30-year timeline. The only difference is which 3 ETFs you hold and how much of each. That gap, $371,447 between 2 beginner portfolios, is what most investors never realise is on the table, and almost nobody walks them through exactly how to capture it. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what an ETF is, the 3 filters every investment must pass, both portfolios with exact allocations, and how to buy them in about 15 minutes. So make sure to stay until the end, leave a like, and let's start. An ETF, short for Exchange Traded Fund, is a basket. That is it. Instead of buying one company and hoping it works out, an ETF lets you own hundreds or even thousands of companies all at once. One purchase. Instant diversification. If one company inside the basket has a bad year, the rest carry it. The difference between an ETF and a single stock is risk concentration. Buy Apple stock and you feel every quarter of Apple's performance. Buy an S&P 500 ETF and Apple is just one of 500 companies inside it. The difference between an ETF and a mutual fund is who is making the decisions. A mutual fund has a manager picking what goes in and what comes out. And that manager charges between 0.5% and 1.5% per year for the privilege. An ETF just tracks an index automatically. No manager, no guessing. And the cost reflects that. The ETFs in this video charge between 0.03% and 0.09% per year, a fraction of what a mutual fund takes. That one number, the expense ratio, is the most important thing you check before buying any ETF. A fund charging 1% per year takes $10 out of every $1,000 you have every single year, regardless of whether the market goes up or down. Over 30 years, that fee becomes one of the most expensive items in your entire financial life. 3 filters every ETF must pass before it goes into your portfolio. First, expense ratio under 0.2%. Anything above that is a red flag. Second, you have to know what the ETF actually tracks. 2 ETFs can both call themselves index funds and own completely different things. One might own 500 companies, another might own 8,000. One might concentrate in technology, another might spread across every sector of the global economy. The label does not tell you what is inside. The underlying index does. If you do not know what an ETF tracks, you do not know what you are buying. And that matters most when the market drops and you have to decide whether to hold or panic. Third, the fund needs a proven track record across multiple market cycles, not last year's returns. A fund that has survived the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis, and the 2020 pandemic, and recovered from all of them, is telling you something. The index it tracks has been tested. The structure is trusted. The companies inside it have proven they can come back. Every ETF in the starter portfolio clears all three filters. The starter portfolio uses 3 ETFs. The first is VOO, the Vanguard S and P500 ETF. VOO tracks the 500 largest publicly traded companies in the United States: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, and 496 others. When you buy VOO, you own a piece of all of them simultaneously. Expense ratio, 0.03%. The cheapest fund in this entire video. Average annual share price appreciation, 13.17%. VOO is the foundation. The second is QQQ, the Invesco Nasdaq 100 ETF. QQQ tracks the 100 largest non-financial companies on the Nasdaq, with technology making up over 50% of the fund. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, Tesla dominate the top holdings. Expense ratio, under 0.2%. Average annual share price appreciation, 19.13%. QQQ is the growth engine. The third is VXUS, the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. VXUS tracks over 8,000 companies across developed and emerging markets outside the United States: Europe, Japan, the UK, China, India, Brazil, every major economy except America, in a single fund. Expense ratio, 0.05%. Average annual appreciation, 6.56%. Dividend yield, 2.86%. VXUS is the balance, because international markets do not always move in the same direction as US markets. And over 30 years, there will be stretches where the rest of the world outperforms. Here is how the $5,000 splits across the three funds. 50% into VOO, $2,500. That is where the stability lives. 30% into QQQ, $1,500. That is the acceleration. 20% into VXUS, $1,000. That is the geographic balance. Total investment, $5,000 one time. Nothing added after day one. Across the three funds, the blended portfolio carries a 1.27% dividend yield, a 7.24% dividend growth rate, and an average annual share price appreciation of 13.64%. That 13.64% is the number doing the heavy lifting over 3 decades. Year 1, $5,745. That looks slow because it is slow. Compounding has not had time to build on itself yet. Year 10, $19,529, nearly 4 times what was invested. Year 20, $73,239. The same dollar that took 10 years to become $19,529 took the next 10 years to become $73,239. Year 30, approximately $268,954 from a single $5,000 contribution. Of that final number, $257,930 came from capital appreciation and $6,024 from automatic dividend reinvestment running quietly in the background. Now here is the aggressive growth portfolio, and it is not for everyone. It is for the investor with a genuine 30-year timeline who understands that more growth means more volatility along the way, and who will not panic when the portfolio drops hard in a bad year. 2 changes to the starter portfolio. First, VXUS is replaced entirely by VGT, the Vanguard Information Technology ETF. VGT tracks over 300 US technology companies. Apple and Nvidia alone make up over 30% of the fund. Pure technology, nothing else. Expense ratio, 0.09%. Average annual share price appreciation, 21.54%, the highest of any fund in this video. Second, the allocation shifts. VOO drops from 50% to 40%, $2,000. QQQ rises from 30% to 35%, $1,750. VGT enters at 25%, $1,250. Across the three funds, the aggressive portfolio blends to a 0.71% dividend yield, a 6.26% dividend growth rate, and an average annual appreciation of 17.35%. Year 1, $5,893. Year 10, $25,716. Already $6,187 ahead of the starter portfolio. Year 20, $128,850, nearly double the starter at the same point. Year 30, $640,410. The gap between the two portfolios is $371,447. Same $5,000. Same timeline. Same one-time investment. The only difference is the risk profile. Here is the comparison that reveals what is really happening across both portfolios. Same starting point. Same 30 years. Same one decision made today. Starter portfolio ends at $268,954. Aggressive portfolio ends at $640,410. The difference is not luck or skill. It is the willingness to hold a more concentrated technology position through the volatility that comes with it. The investor who matches the risk profile to their actual timeline and emotional capacity wins. The investor who chases the higher number without the temperament to hold through a 30% drawdown sells at the bottom and captures neither outcome. Most people watching this will recognize one of these portfolios as the right fit. The starter portfolio is the safer, more diversified path that still produces $250,000 from $5,000. The aggressive portfolio more than doubles that number, but at the cost of significantly higher volatility along the way. There is no wrong choice between the two. There is only the wrong choice of doing nothing and leaving the $5,000 in a savings account where it loses purchasing power every single year. Most people watching this will close the video, nod along, and never actually open the brokerage account. But if this changed how you see your $5,000, share it with someone who is sitting on cash in a savings account right now. They need this math before they wait another decade, and watch the next video on screen. We already broke down the 5 AI ETFs that could make you rich in 2026, and the technology exposure in this aggressive portfolio connects directly to everything covered there.